Right? Happens to be I'm not great at meeting new people. It's annoying because Baruch Hashem, my family keeps getting bigger and I have to keep meeting all these new people. Like, for example, my sister-in-law just got engaged and I haven't met the chassan yet. Thanks. I mean, that sounded sarcastic. Right? Thanks. And I haven't met the chassan yet. And you have to meet the chassan at some point. You can't just wake up a few years later like, who's that guy who keeps coming? Who's the guy who keeps coming to the Hanukkah parties with Shoshana? You know? So you have to meet him. And also one of my cousins just recently had a baby girl, and we haven't met her yet either. And if you think about it, the two situations are actually pretty similar. Well, no, they're not. Because with meeting a baby, you're not really meeting the baby. Right? It's not like if you meet her, she's going to remember you for later. You're more like affirming that they had a baby. Like you don't believe them, so you're going to come over and check. Oh yeah, that is a baby. You were right. Right? I mean, meeting the chassan is weird too, because not like our opinion really matters. You know, my sister-in-law approved of him, my in-laws approved of him, and if I come over to her and say, I'm sorry, but my conversations with him are kind of awkward. She'll just say, yeah, well, I chose him, so. I mean, the baby thing is awkward too, because like, I get enough, you know, after a lot of trial and error, I realized that like, the parents don't really want your honest opinion about their baby, they just want compliments. And unlike, let's say, a new car, you saying, hey, so you got a new baby, isn't really considered a compliment. So, thanks. I mean, it's probably going to be cute. I mean, most babies, if you think about it, are not really different than any, like, what am I going to say? They're not really different than any of the other babies. Like, they're all basically the same. If there's something different enough about your baby for me to notice, it's probably not something I'm going to point out. Ooh, one eyebrow. She looks like Bert. Let's try to flip it into a compliment. So, it should probably be cute anyway, because like most babies, if you think about it, are just a cuter but more annoying version of the parents. And it happens to be that just about everything small is cute. Like there's nothing cute about alcohol, like it ruins lives. But, you know, tiny bottles of schnapps are adorable. Right? And even if the baby's not cute, we're not going to say so. Even if the baby's not cute, we're not going to say so. We're probably going to say something like, oh, she looks just like you. Which is something that people say. Is that a compliment or an insult? I don't know. Have you seen you? And so to a chassan, because like, if it turns out we don't like him, we're going to say, oh, he seems perfect for you. Because we don't like you either. I mean, he's boring, but so are you, so it works. You get married, have boring married people conversations like, where do you want to go out to eat? I don't know, where do you want to go out to eat? I'm going to open up a restaurant and call it I Don't Care. I'd make a fortune. Right? I hate when people call me and, like, I say, who is this? And they say, who is this? I'm like, I don't know, you called me. You at least have some idea of the right family. It's like if somebody would knock on my front door and I'd say, who is it? And they go, no, who's that? The worst is when telemarketers call. I always tell it's a telemarketer when the guy right off the bat mispronounces my name. He's like, hi, can I speak to Mordechai? This guy calls people he doesn't know for a living. He should know how to pronounce all the names. Right? Good, call me Mordechai. That'll get me to buy something. I get annoyed at telemarketers because if there's something that I need, I know how to go about getting it. Like I'm not sitting there calling up to the heavens. I wish somebody would call. Right? So these days, when the telemarketer calls, I know how to handle it. I say like, oh, I'm glad you called. And he's like, really? Because no one ever says that. I'm like, yeah, I was just about to call you. Then I try to sell him something. I'm like, so listen, my kid's school is having a raffle. You're interested in 2 tickets to Israel? Israel. Okay, what about a shaitel? Right. But I guess my advice, if I had to give one piece of advice, is to always approach everything with humor. Because speaking of expressions, you know what they say? They say laughter is the best medicine. Is that true? I've always been a big believer of that, mainly because I can't afford decent health insurance. But my health insurance doesn't actually cover anything health related. It just covers paperwork. Right? Okay. So, is laughter the best medicine? It couldn't hurt. But I doubt if you go to the hospital, I doubt you're going to see the doctors tickling the patients. Like, could how are your broken ribs now? Any better? No, doctors don't do that. Doctors frown on things like that. In fact, doctors frown on a lot of things. Like, if laughter's the best medicine, how come doctors are some of the most serious people you'll ever meet? They're always like, this'll kill you, and you need to lose weight, and you're breathing weird, and we're going to need more blood. More blood? What are you building back there? But, laughter does help. Like, it cures, like, social anxiety and heart disease, and if you see somebody fall and hurt himself, you can laugh, and it makes you feel better. But I do think that, if they're going to say laughter is the best medicine, they should have commercials about it. Like all those other drug commercials. Like they don't really tell you what the drug does, but it has some alien sounding name like Zolax or Kandahar, right? Or whatever it is. And like, for example, they could say, ask your doctor about laughter. Like, that's my job now, to go to the doctor and start asking about medicines that he didn't prescribe me. Should I be taking Voldemort? Yeah, that's great. You'll be able to go parasailing. That's awesome. I can't even do that now. Right? But of course, if they had these commercials about laughter, they'd have to put in all the warnings. Like, laughter is not for everyone. People who hate life should not take laughter. Do not take laughter if you're holding soup. Side effects of laughter include wheezing, snorting, shortness of breath, watery eyes, dizziness, and uncontrollable urination. So with that in mind, I give the chassid a kala bracha. They should approach everything with laughter and humor. Right? And whatever. Good luck. I mean, mazel tov.